Hey guys, Eli here, and on today's video I want to talk about things I did in my 20s that cost me a lot. Whether it be time, whether it be money, just know it cost me a lot. A lot of people in their 20s, they do a whole bunch of stuff in their life, especially in their 20s, and sometimes they do things that they may regret, but sometimes they do things that just launch them off into the atmosphere. So today I want to go over some things that I consider mistakes that I've done in my 20s that cost me a lot, and we're starting now. If you guys love to talk about personal finance and mindset and you guys want to help support the Urban Lifestyle channel, consider hitting that thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you guys comment some of your thoughts down in the comments below. And just for you guys hitting that thumbs up button, here's some cute videos of bunnies. Oh, that's so cute. That's real cute. Oh, yeah. Now, if you took the person I was in my early 20s and compare it to the person I am today, it's night and day. It's like two different brains, two different people, two different worlds. I was just focusing on living my life, having as much fun as I possibly can, and not really caring about the consequences of the future. So one of the mistakes that I actually did in my 20s was actually spending money without saving at all. Yeah, boy, I got one life to live and I gotta buy everything, man. YOLO, yeah. The money comes in, I get it, and I spend the money as quick as that. And sometimes I was spending the money way faster than it was coming in. And I was just doing so much stupid stuff, buying so much stupid stuff, like upgrading my car, buying clothes, doing so much stuff that really was unnecessary. Yeah, dog, I got the money. No, I don't. That really has no ramifications on my future, but I was just spending it anyways. Why? Because I wanted to be the best person I could be. Being my biggest role model was a rapper, I wanted to live the life of a rapper. I just didn't have the money of the rapper. Hell no, play me though when I'm making more. Will I stop? Don't think so. No, I actually stopped. I don't got it. And although a lot of older people always used to tell me, hey Eli, I think you really should save money. You're not really living in the house by yourself. You're living with your parents. I think you should save as much money as possible and prepare for your future. Me, I was just more like, that doesn't even matter. I'm living life. I got like, 50, 60 years ahead of me. Let me just take the money and just ball out like it ain't nothing. And that also goes into my second mistake. I was trying to impress the Joneses. I used to whip out the car, chrome, candy painted jello, candy drip. I just wanted to make the Jones proud of me. And 10 years later, I have no idea where the Joneses are. Yeah, well, we went bankrupt. You know, my wife had to sell herself to make ends meet and the kids are in jail. I'll be driving around, people just see my car and they just know it's me. And at the same time, it also brought unwanted attention from the cops and people that I really don't want in my circle. Hold up, is that Eli's car? That means he's not home. I'll see a Nike shoe cost about $200 and I could have bought Nike stock for like about $50 and I was like, hey, F the stock. Let's go for the shoes. I want the shoes because, hey, I want people to see me with these brand new shoes and they be like, oh, wow, Eli, you have the most amazing shoe there is. You're broke though, but your shoes is amazing. I had the best real fake jewelry there was. I didn't have the money to afford the real jewelry, but I had the best gold-plated chain there was. Now I have the best gold-plated chain now. And all this was for me to just take pictures, put it on the gram, and make sure I looked at the best so everybody could see, yeah, man, I'm living the life. And of course, later I realized that the people I was trying to impress really doesn't matter. And somebody once told me that once I go to the great beyond in the sky, that the people I was trying to impress are not even gonna attend the funeral or even know that I passed. And then I also remember having a friend back in high school and he was living the life. He had the car, he had the flip phone, the best flip phone at the time. You know, this is 2006. He had the best flip phone. He was Jordan's all without chain. And then I see him like a good 7 years later and I see him in the gas station asking for money and I was like, bro, what happened? All the people, I was impressed by him. I was impressed, and what did he have to show for it? And now that I stop impressing people, that goes into my third mistake that I've done in my 20s. And that's practically knowing about investing, but not doing nothing about it. I've had tons of friends talking about, hey Eli, you need to invest. You need to put this much money aside. You need to do this. You need to do that. Hey, look at this company. Hey, you love iPhone so much. Why don't you invest in Apple? Had I just listened to that person, had I just listened to him, I would have had maybe thousands upon thousands of dollars invested into Apple. Then I would have been well off right now. But no. I knew about investing. Yeah, I knew that you can make money there, but I also know about the risk, and I didn't want to take that risk, put my money into a stock and then lose all my money. Oh my gosh, did you hear what happened in 2001? Did you hear what happened in 2007? What the heck do I look like? Yeah, right, you ain't gonna get me like that. Let me go ahead and buy this PlayStation that's gonna devalue, even though I'm gonna lose all my money in that instead, and buy this clothes that's really not gonna have any value in the near future, but let me put my money in that instead. Bro, don't you think you're a little bit overacting? I mean, at this point, you might as well just put on a wig. And you know what else I took my money and put into? My mistake number 4, and that is clubbing, partying, and just having pure fun. I used to go to the clubs every Thursday. As soon as I turned 21, I was in the club, just the club life. It was Thursday, I had this club called Pangea I'll go through, then it's King of Diamond, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's different types of strip clubs. I mean, I'm not proud of it, I'm just letting you know what it was. But man, would I go and I spend so much money there. I remember one time I got paid for my job, and I went out to the club, and I spent it all, and then that same night, I got paid again from the job, and turns out it was a mistake, but I didn't see it that way. I just took it, and I went and I balled out and spun it again. And I had to wait the whole next 4 weeks. They gave me a check, and then they gave me another check again the same day, and then turns out they wasn't gonna give me a check for the next time I got paid. So I had to go for a whole entire month to actually get paid. And I had to make ends meet with it. That was the most struggling month, but why? All because I wanted to go to the strip club and I had no money to do so. But guess what? Even through that time, I didn't have no money. Even through that time, I had to wait a whole month. I still went to the club the next week, then and the week after that, which is crazy. I have no idea how I survived that month. But I do know that nothing was gonna stop me from clubbing. And we go into my 5th mistake that I've made in my 20s. Multiple women. Oh my gosh. Oh my, like, it was so crazy.
In Spanish, I had to wait the whole next 4 weeks because it wasn't what they gave me a check. And then they gave me
Hey, you can stop talking now. Thank you. What the heck was that? Anyways, I used to be with different women, and that's not something I'm proud of. I remember one time in my late 20s, I was panicking. Because I thought I contracted something from all these multiple women. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let me go to the hospital. I went to the hospital, got checked up, and they said, hey, I am HIV negative. And in my mind, it's just weird because I'm routed different. Because in my mind, I went to school, right? I went to school. When they say negative, that means it's a bad thing, and positive is sometimes a good thing. It's not all, sometimes, all the time, it's a good thing. So when they said negative, in my mind, I assumed that was a bad thing. So when they said HIV negative, in my mind, I was, oh, that's bad, oh my gosh. The pain that my heart felt when they said that, and I went down, I was like, what? I was like, no, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Negative, in this case, is a good thing. The relief that I had, and that just jolted me, like a jolt of electricity just came into me like, okay, no more, never again. And plus, the amount of money that had to be taking them on dates, doing this, the gas, oh my. Let's not even go into that. Let's just go into the 6th mistake that I made in my 20s. And that is drugs. Drugs. Did you say drugs? Now, if you're in your 20s and you don't have none of these mistakes under your belt, then I applaud you. I'm really happy for you. That's good. But as for me, I had all of it. So maybe I'm not proud of myself in my 20s, but I'm proud of the person I am today. So let's just keep going. Yes, drugs. Now, I'm not saying that I took drugs. I'm not saying that I did take drugs. I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't something that, I have to be in my right mind at all times. Anytime when I'm not here, I go crazy. So I decided, hey, I'm not gonna take it. But I did decide to do something else with it, and that was sell it. I was figuring, hey, all my friends like it, so why don't I just buy it and sell it to them and make some money off it? And boy, did I make money that I spent on crazy stuff as well. Now, of course, I got caught by the cops, but that wasn't enough. I was still doing it afterwards. Now, what really took me out of that was the person I was gonna buy from, I was like 5 minutes late, and once I got there, I just saw cops surrounding his car, because I knew his car. Cops surrounded his car, and then looked at the news. He was shot in the head twice. And I was like, you know what? I was 5 minutes late. I was just talking to this guy. And I told him, hey, I'm 5 minutes late. He was good. And then by the time I got there, he was gone. So I was like, you know what? This is a sign. you know, rest in peace, buddy, but I'm out. I'm just completely out. Now, the second mistake I've done in my 20s is actually losing money by saving money to cut corners. Now, you got maybe asking, what the heck is that? How you gonna be losing money by saving money? I was cutting corners. I had a car and I didn't put insurance on there. Right? I was cutting corners. Now, the fact that I didn't want to put insurance on there because I could have took that money and go to the club or buy some Jordans each and every month, I decided to not put insurance on the car I was driving, which was a big mistake because that cost me dearly. Probably would have been like $100, maybe $1,000 for the entire year to actually just put insurance into my car. But the fact that I didn't, when I did get into an accident and I caused the accident, it cost me about $15,000 that I had to pay within the next 5 years from that point in time. Man, I was dumb. Now, mistake number 8 that I actually made in my 20s is actually buying stuff on credit, buying stupid stuff on credit, maxing out my credit card, buying this, buying that. I remember one time I actually scanned the credit cards. I was like, hey, you know what? I don't have no money on this card right here, but hey, it's the weekend. Let me just make a payment using this bank account, my bank account, which has no money in there. I'll just pay out the full max, which was like, what, $500? I'll pay it out fully, and then I'll take that money and I'll go spend it the same day. And then tomorrow I do the same thing. And then the next day I do the same thing. Now, by the time they try to withdraw that money from the card, they realize, hey, I don't have the money in there, but I already spent the money. Boy, you spitting fire, man. Oh my gosh, scam the bank. Oh, this is genius. So I practically scammed, not the credit card, my future self, because I had to pay it back. I did pay it back. But the things that I spent the money in, had I said, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna buy this investment that's gonna yield me this much money for the rest of my life at the same time, that would have made sense. Maybe it would have made sense. But I said, you know what, no. I got this extra money. I'm gonna take it and buy me some Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and some candy, and I'm gonna take this girl out on a date. And matter of fact, let's go to the strip club and yeah, throw it all on her. But anyways, mistake number 9 is actually relying on my parents. With that mentality, I've been raised with my mom and dad since I was a kid, predominantly my mom. And she used to be there for me. Anytime I made a mistake, there she goes to my mom to the rescue financially. And once I realized that she really just threw me out, hey, you flying on your own. I was all dependent. I wasn't ready to fly it. I was too busy under her wings. I wanted to be under her wings. And then it took to the point when I was like, 25? And I realized, hey, listen, it can't work that way. I'm going to have to actually figure out a way. And that's exactly what I had to do. Now, speaking of all the mistakes that I've done, what are some stuff that I actually did that actually took me out the rut that I was in to actually have a better future for myself? Well, one of the first things that I actually did was, hey, I started to save money. I stopped spending on stupid stuff. I wanted to save money and I just put money aside. And once I got to $10,000, that's when I decided to get married. But it's not just that. It wasn't just about the saving. I understood that all the stuff that I had in my mind, I had to get all that garbage out because my life was a byproduct of everything I've learned from that point. So I realized I had to put new stuff in my mind. I had to figure out what all these successful people knew, all these millionaires that make money. I had to figure out what they know. And I read books, go on YouTube, listen to a whole bunch of audios, I allowed wealthy, influential people to speak into my life versus the people I had before, the negative friends that was taking the drugs, the negative friends that was robbing people, the negative friends that was stealing, the negative friends that was in and out of jail. Instead of letting them speak into my life, I decided to change that and say, hey, you know what? I want people with fruit on their tree, with something to show, with success on their tree, to speak into my life so I can find out what they know. So I took maybe a good 2 to 3, 4 or 5 years, and to be honest, I'm still doing so. It's not something I stopped. I still have some of that mentality that I had growing up, but I have to combat it with good information in my mind. So I had to educate myself about money. I had to educate myself about finance, life, and how I should be as an adult. Because at the time, in my early 20s, I was still a little kid, probably mentally an 11-year-old. But my learning didn't just stop there, because I learned about everything I needed to learn about investing, whether it be real estate, precious metals, gold and silver, anything dealing with investing or something that just holds and maintains its value. I learned about it and I practiced. That's all I did. I practiced. Hey, let me put some money here. Let me learn how to read their 10K reports. All right, let me learn everything I need to know about commodities. Let me learn everything I need to know about real estate. And then I learned about entrepreneurship, which eventually led to me and my wife owning our own business. And therefore, having the extra money to actually pay for everything that I did in my 20s. Remember when I said, hey, I was robbing my future self? All right, where did I put my wallet? Oh, there we go. Yo, man. I need you to run that right now, boy.
Okay, man.
Run that. I want to hear that. Run that, boy. Run that.
I don't want no
Give me that. Give me that.
I don't want no trouble.
My 21-year-old me was robbing me as a 29-year-old, and I had to pay for all the mistakes that he did and is paid for. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Let me know on the comments below. Do you guys have some of those mistakes? Did you guys avoid those mistakes, or are you guys making those mistakes currently? Well, if you are, you can still fix it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful day.
In my 20s, I made a lot of mistakes in my life that I wish I can go back and change, huh? The new Jordans are out. I want to come to it. Gotta get me the new Jordans. And if we go to the new strip club, that'll be awesome too. Yeah.
I am, how you say, a true baller, a shot caller. Yes, that's me. Now you guys may be wondering, did I get this mask to make videos like this, or did I buy it a while back to do other activities? The world will never know. Gotta make sure, you know, the hair looks all curly and all. Yeah, well, we went bankrupt and my wife had to sell her son. God damn, I'm taking it too far, aren't I? All right, let's try this again. Did you say drugs? Don't do drugs. Boy, you spitting, dog. Oh, snap, I actually did spit. Now, the way I like to break it down is from my 20 to 25s. That's when I dug the real big hole for myself. But what really got me out of it was from 25 to 30. That's when I buckled down and I was like, hey, you know what? I gotta fix my life. And of course, it was something tragic that happened. Maybe we'll go in a different video. But it was something that tragically happened that made me change and shift my mindset to, hey, you know what? I gotta do better. So without that happening, I wouldn't be the person I am today.